So, meanwhile, people have started playing and are showing cards to us.
Yeah. Think it's no, it's not the scraper. Peter, hoe noemt dat beest?
I think it's with an H, Girapo, GH.
So it's the 03 Fabricate Reacher.
Flame in de alt-chat is zo zaal eigenlijk, hè?
No?
No. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
There, Girapo guide.
But that's that is so it's not what I thought it was. So that's his answer against tokens. In the meantime,
It's actually a pretty good
Frederik,
card.
yeah,
Especially since the deck, often gets tilted by the hidden stockpile decks.
yeah. In the meantime, Frederik has his key card. But Peter is gearing up to have a very explosive plays with a double constrictor here.
All he needs now is a way to generate counters.
Hello, 4 energy, please.
Still needs a way to generate counters.
Well, he just generated energy counters. What?
I meant on a creature.
Yeah, I didn't.
You win on a technicality, sir.
It's an aspect that so far hasn't really been played out in Gentry. The fact that it's an aspect that Peter is apparently embracing here. So he has 8 energy right now.
What do you mean it's an aspect that people aren't embracing?
The fact that it's an energy engine on top of a +1 or -1 counter engine. So this is the
Conquistador.
awkwardness that this deck sometimes has, in that if it doesn't have the monument, it can just be a clunky mid-range deck.
Yeah. Everything just costs 1 more than you really wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly the problem.
I mean, when you're building this deck, you're basically, putting your curve lower on every spot.
Yeah. So all he can do is trade with the Dead Touchers, so at least it doesn't generate 4 servos. Yeah.
I would assume that, they could be playing trophy mages to find the monument.
I don't think so.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
At least
So yeah,
buys them
that's
some
how
life.
the thinking goes. Is I'm playing blue to have the wind guide, so I might as well play the Cloud
Cloud Blazer.
Blazer.
I mean, Cloud
It's
Blazer
fair.
is so
It's
good.
a great card. So Frederik just trying to hold on for dear life. And that's
And Peter just
a
committing more to
Pima
the board.
Outrider. That's trample, right? So yeah, putting the counters on is the better choice, I think, here. It's choosing between 1 servo or 3+1/+1 counters.
I picked the servo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know when you need more servos.
So Frederik is also missing a lot of the board control elements that we saw from Thesis deck, where I don't think Frederik is playing the Wardens, for example.
Oh, he didn't have the trials. That will actually shut down the Prima Outrider, and he can chum block the Winding Constrictors. What's the power toughness on the Constrictor? Is it a 2?
2/3. Relevant, otherwise they would have been long dead.
Yeah.
So prevent all damage target permanent would deal. Becomes a 4/4. What's the emblem?
If you get the emblem, you can't lose as long as you have a Gideon.
Oh yeah.
So here, assuming that Peters will attack with everything, would you, just go to 1 and try to kill?
Well, why does Frederik only have 4 mana tapped?
Because Gideon cost 3.
Yeah.
And with the Avian mechanic, he bounced the land and replayed it.
Ah, okay. Hello, Anna. Merry Christmas to you as well. I hope we see you again in the next year. If Channel Fireball makes the right decisions. Anna is one of the Eastern European prize wall people.
Oh, not the team lead from GP.
Not Anna Kotti.
No, okay.
Well, I don't think so.
In either case, Merry Christmas.
This is Anna from what is it? The Czech Republic, currently living in Ireland, right? Not the other one. Okay, so
anyway,
in the meantime,
1-0 to Peter Steenbeek, I should think.
Yeah, Frederik stumbled. Did not get the namesake cards, the engine running.
Yes. It's basically the reason that this format was created is to teach people Magic with a limited card pool, within a budget format. I think that your average Gentry deck will cost you about 20 euros.
If you take the expensive cards.
If you take the expensive cards, yeah. As you can see from the stream, it's a very varied meta game. But people do learn, the way to think about Magic in the way that you would want a tournament player to consider cards and picks and metagame strategies.
Yeah. So this format was actually developed within a framework of the League of New and Beginning Magic players. It was to give people a taste of what constructed Magic is like without having to invest or play with proxies. And a lot of our players are transitioning into regular standards, but another big group is just hanging around and keeps playing Gentry because honestly it's a lot of fun. Like Floris already said, we have a very varied meta game. There is tons of deck building space available. Games are fair and varied.
I think one of the biggest selling points for Gentry, apart from the budget version, is that the metagame is not solved.
No.
Just because there aren't, large teams of competitive players trying to find the best decks.
But you're saying that, but this has happened multiple times already. I mean, we've had multiple Pro Tour top 8 players, national champions that said, I'm going to come in and fix your format and run away with all the prizes, and so far
they didn't do it.
They're not doing it. Like even Jelle, he's the most prolific player we have.
Yeah, but he's also leading the leaderboard.
Yes, so he managed to win 7 boosters here and there.
Yeah.
But ever since the championships, he hasn't been able to get another win, which is free if you're a good player.
Yeah, true.
We've had another very good player in Aaron Fontaine come in and show that skill can get you there. But we also had Alan Schuur, who just brute forced experience in this format.
At that point he was, by all means, basically still a beginning player.
Yeah, he wasn't playing for a year, but he had been playing the same deck for a year, knew the matchups, had card choices that a lot of people found questionable, but turned out to be really good. Like he was the first to play Etherstream Leopard in his deck, which everybody thought was the
Too
bad
slow, yeah.
Rhino, and just crushed people with it. He's the one who started spontaneous whatever artist and gave surprise value to the deck that wasn't there before. So
Which also goes to show the value of really knowing what your own deck does, more than just playing the best, tier 1 deck.
yeah, when it comes to that, it has a bit of the feel that Modern has right now, that we have an extremely wide open meta game, and sideboarding is done in philosophies rather than in straight up decks that you need to beat.
Yeah.
So that's pretty nice.
Okay, so Frederik on the play here. I can't see what he's holding.
I only see the land, a guide, aviary mechanic, land, something blue, land.
I think so.
An opt. The something blue is an opt.
Oh yeah. Definitely a card that
So
fits
that's-
in this deck.
Yeah, so that's an interesting choice you need to make here. He has double monument. Is the aviary mechanic? It's a 2-drop. You can play it on turn 2. It doesn't bounce itself. But do you want to? I mean, you have so much mid to late game potential stuffed in that card.
I mean, I think if you're not under pressure, you really just want to wait to run out any creatures until you get your monument in play.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
The pleasures of searching for opt. You get a list of 20 cards.
Lots of options for opt. We've rehearsed this part.
This is my genuine laugh. So, okay, namesake card, ready to fire on all cylinders this time. Well, namesake card on the play under no pressure.
This is basically what you want.
Yeah. So, will Peter go land unnatural selection?
It
No,
would be
taste
good.
of the unnatural is.
It's definitely something that you want to board in against this matchup.
Yeah, it's also something that is in most green sideboards.
Yeah,
Like we'd expect duress and
but no, it's a Constrictor and a Tune. So also definitely building up pressure.
it's a natural appetite, not selection.
How come they're no longer playing the Druid's Deliverance card with the cycle ability?
The what?
Druid's Deliverance?
It
It's
only destroys artifacts.
Yeah.
so-
Oh, this is okay. Fair enough. No more questions.
What's the card he played? Is it Legion's Landing?
It looks like it.
Ja, ze zijn even aan het tracken, hè, hier, man.
Is it? I think it is.
I don't think so either. No, it was.
Angel of Condemnation. It's also a Gentry staple.
Not really. I'd expect to see this more in Yalla's deck than in this deck, to be
Yeah.
honest.
It's definitely a very control-oriented card.
Yeah. Also, the mana cost was throwing me off. And that's a Die Young.
It's basically the black version of the red burn spell with energy.
Yeah.
I'm
Except
horrible with card names, so I apologize.
Harnessed Lightning.
Harnessed Lightning, yeah.
Yeah. Except it's common versus uncommon, instant versus sorcery, 3
No, Harnessed
versus
Lightning
2.
is also instant.
Yeah, but this isn't. Twat. The card's on the screen, man. Twice. Okay.
I don't know what those word means in instant sorcery. It's,
Hexerij.
For me, they're all just interrupts.
Volgens mij wel verliezen. Volgens mij wel echt verliezen. Maxime is tegen op te doen. Base.
Okay, and we have the even wind guide. So we see a lot more pressure coming out of Frederik here. And with 3 lands, I mean,
Yeah.
he's played 2 4-drops.
I mean, the monument just makes everything so much more smooth.
Hello Thomas, welcome to the chat. I hope we'll see you at our next Gentry Open as well, April 8th. Shameless drops.
I'd be rather, surprised if we didn't go to game 3.
At this point, it's looking very good for Frederik. Yeah, and Frederik,
Not sure what.
Frederik is flashing us Cloud Blazer
Yeah.
and Gust Walker, so
Yeah, I'm not sure what Peter could have to get him out of this.
yeah.
Also because all the damage that Frederik threatens is in the air.
Wat zijn het? Oké. Dus je kunt zien wat er op tafel ligt.
Ja, dat kan hè. Iemand gewoon die midlane en hebben het zo wat.
Ah, kids these days. Oh yeah, the camera also moved. Okay. Like this. So that's a green cartouche.
Redelijk tanky doen. Ik ben zo wel wat. Oh, kom.
Yeah. And he's trying to fight with the even wind guide. It will be, be a bit more difficult for Fetchy to get this back on the field because the monument does not help with that.
Yeah.
Even chill.
Which do you mean?
The wind guide,
It does help with that. Why wouldn't it help?
it's not a spell. The embalming.
Ah, like that you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was holding another one. Dude, motje. Stop confusing me. Did he just draw a second aviary mechanic? No, he drew
He drew
the
second
wind.
even wind guide.
See? I
Yeah.
saw that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We have a promise in the chat that somebody will definitely try to be there.
Wow, that's
Woohoo! We
some
need
serious commitment right there.
we need to break the previous record. How many people were we? 54?
I think so.
Something like that? 54, 55?
If you can break my 87 player PPTQ sealed, then I'll be very impressed.
Imagine having a 7-round Gentry Open. That would be so cool.
It would be amazing.
Yeah. I think we're going to get there at this
Eventually.
rate.
Mooi daar, mooi. Dat was goed.
Okay.
We moeten eigenlijk de twee gewoon finishen.
So what does the cartouche give? Trample?
+1/+1 trample, and it's mainly a fight effect.
Yeah, sure,
That's why you play it, yeah.
That's why I need to check what else it does.
Yeah. So it is a 3/3.
3/3 trample, but yeah, Peter,
How much energy does he have?
6 or 7, I think, something like that. The Dai Young 4. I think he has. Oh, he had 8 or more.
Well, no, he has the Winding Constrictor still.
Yeah, I
So
know.
all the
but
counters
I
get
was-
doubled.
Oh yeah. Okay, so he had 4 or 5.
Yeah. So do you even know how this game works?
Sometimes. Six energy, so it's an 8/8.
Nee, maar met Zweden is ook niet goed in Earth. Dat gaat er niet
It's actually a 9/9 because it's enchanted.
9/9. Oh, I mean.
Well, if we had any German viewers,
We do. That Flippy is a German guy.
well, I would like to apologize
He's a
on behalf
German
of my
judge.
co-anchor.
Okay, Just has entered the fray.
I mean,
It's the biggest problem with the monument deck is the play area just gets too small all the
Yeah.
time. I mean, other people are like play decent properly, and these guys are just barfing all over the play area.
yeah, they're the guys that just send judges running for more tokens.
We already gave him extras.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the double aviary mechanic train. So he can just turn.
He just keeps generating tokens.
Yeah.
You basically need instant speed removal to stop it.
Yeah. Well, still, the cup has trample.
Yeah. But
It,
I
it
mean,
has trample and gets +2/+2 every turn, unless it dies. Which
yeah,
it
but,
will.
but Frederik is still, just generating
blocking.
more power.
Wait, he's blocking with the mechanics.
I don't think that's correct. I mean, if you're going to block, I would just throw all the tokens in front of it.
Yes. Maybe he has another plan. The mechanics are in there, right?
I think yeah. I mean, all that's left is warrior tokens on
No,
this
no,
field,
no.
so
He pinged away one of the mechanics with the walking ballista. So the other one isn't as valuable anymore. But still, I
No,
would have used my
I
token.
can see it then.
So why is the cat just gets all the counters? Otherwise, it would have been lethal.
Yeah.
Wow,
That
I
was.
didn't expect this. So that means
I did not see that coming. No. Apparently, Temple Cat, will be through a wall of tokens.
yeah.
So what does that mean for the leaderboard position?
That means that whoever wins in the Taste versus Yellow match definitely becomes the leader.